program is really intriguing to me because it's focused on one composer, Maurice Ravel, and his piano music. And over the centuries, obviously every composer writes for the piano, but there have been many composers who were also great pianists themselves. And what happens with that is the style of writing for the piano, the way that composers ask you to use your hands actually mimics what their hands were good at, what was facile for them, what felt good. And over the centuries, that has resulted in great stylistic, specific ways of writing for the piano. If you play piano music by Beethoven, it has a very specific texture. It has a very specific demands on your hands and feels a very particular way. Not the best piano performance writing. He didn't care. He was only interested in what came out in the music. If you then go to the real innovators of style, I'm thinking, for instance, of Chopin. Chopin feels uniquely Chopinesque. There's a texture to it. There's a way of writing for the hand on the piano, which is specifically that. Another obvious example would be Liszt. Great expansion of what people could do on the piano. You get to a Rachmaninoff, even more. Perhaps one of the greatest pianists of all time. How do we know? Well, we have some recordings, obviously, but we know from how it's written. You have to be able to do certain things in order to play that music. Ravel is one of those. Ravel really changed from any other way of playing the piano, and what's unique about it are the textures. He, of course, most fantastically created a sound for water. There was no particular way of making music sound like water on the piano until Ravel came up with these pieces that are immediately reflective of water. The sound of water, maybe the feel of water, the texture of water, somehow is embodied in these piano sounds. And on this program, we have varying pieces to display different aspects of Ravel's interests. So it starts with a pavane, which is a very slow dance, and is related to other slow pavanes that Ravel wrote for orchestra. And then we move to water, really water music. Jeux d'eau, play of water, play on water. The third piece on the program goes to another aspect of Ravel, which is really unique, and that is that he was very closely related to Spanish music. He was Basque. And think of bolero, very Spanish. In this piece, the third piece on our program, Miroir, he has a piece called Alvarado del Gracioso. Incredibly Hispanic piece. French Hispanic, very particular textures, very particular sound. And to finish, we have something really unique. Ravel wrote his most famous ballet, Daphnis and Chloé, which is an evening-filling ballet. And it was so successful that he extracted 2 different orchestral suites. They are performed often on symphony concerts, and particularly the second suite, which is one of the great pieces of French music. And on our concert today, we will have a transcription of that large orchestral and choral piece by Nicolas himself. Nicolas is a very astute composer and, of course, a great pianist. And so I'm quite excited to hear how he has managed to transcribe this piece. I'm sure it will sound like at least 3 or 4 hands playing at the same time. And so we have a great hour of specifically Ravel piano music.